So I see a channel called Hawaii Real Estate. I look into the background and I see a guy who's basically like a well-off millionaire living in Hawaii selling real estate. Now suddenly his channel's blowing up because he's showing you melted cars. And so this guy's going around showing people melted cars, and YouTube's just letting them get a shitload of views, millions of views on some of these videos, and commercials running. And so before I jump on board with this guy being 100% legit, I do like a quick background search, like who's this dude? And he's pushing a website, and he wants you to donate, and he's telling you, oh, if you donate, I'll make sure the money gets to the right people. So you got to think the government's going to have gatekeepers in place. If the government's going to do anything, any sort of conspiracy, they're going to have a gatekeeper in place as well. And they might go as far as to guardrail the conspiracy and get you to go thinking in an entirely different direction that is completely not what's going on. And they can use characters like this guy on screen possibly to do it. So is this guy 100% a shill? I don't know. Is he 100% real? I don't know. But we're going to explore the idea that maybe we're being deceived on purpose with this do narrative. And away we go.
Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org, coming to you live from Lahaina Luna neighborhood, Maui, Hawaii. Citizens impromptu reporter. Wasn't planning on doing this, but this is what we're doing, and I'm thankful to have a Starlink from David Crawford, and we're here reporting on what I believe is potentially a smoking gun of sorts. We just don't know what it is, but I'm going to show you the scenario of this car and what's surrounding it and how temperatures could reach this level, creating this amount of melting of aluminum. I'm here with Donovan. He is, I believe, a hero of sorts. Aloha, Donovan. Because he was the one that brought it to my attention that we have these very strange occurrences. We just shot down on the highway. I don't know if it was actually live, but we have it all recorded, so we're going to post it. We're at another one of these locations. So this is well above the burn zone, essentially, in a neighborhood known as Lahaina Luna. I'm going to
Okay, so obviously they're keying in on these cars, and you can see that house in the background isn't burnt. Oh, and the roof isn't blue. So all you people saying blue stuff doesn't burn, blue stuff can't be hurt by lasers. Well, that house in the background isn't blue, just pointing it out. So basically they're keying in on these cars. And so obviously a wildfire on the ground, burning brush, is not going to jump up on this car and melt it. So I'm looking at these cars like, okay, yeah, it does look out of place and funny, but it's almost too obvious to the point where now I'm skeptical. Like, dude, what are you showing me? Like, what are you going to try and feed me here? What sort of narrative are you going to push with this car out of place in this neighborhood? So if you're going to say, dude, that's for sure a DO laser beam that did that. My thing is, why are they going to choose parked cars to laser beam, but then leave that one house right there behind it totally untouched? Oh, that's just how they are, man. Really? So now the bad guys who have the DO laser beams shoot parked cars with no one in them, sitting by themselves, but then they leave all the houses around untouched. So now this guy's going to be like, well, I'm going to do an investigation and show you that this doesn't make sense. Yeah, no shit, it doesn't make sense. To the point where it too much doesn't make sense. To where now I think it's set up and that this guy's in on it. Let me show you why.
show you around real quick so you can see the scenario and then judge for yourself. And again, if you enjoy content like this, I encourage you to please like the channel, subscribe, and share the video so you can get the truth of what's going on here at Maui. So where I'm at right now, just to orientate you, you can see the lights for the football stadium right there at Lahaina Luna. So we're right below Lahaina Luna High School in the neighborhood that did not, I repeat, did not burn. You can see all these houses are standing around here, unburned. There's no burn here, okay? So to me, this is like something out of a space movie.
We're getting played, dude. There ain't no fucking space laser shooting parked cars in a neighborhood. Oh, but blue stuff doesn't burn, bro. I saw a TikTok video where blue stuff doesn't burn and it was blue laser beams and Oprah painted her house blue. What about all that other shit that's not blue? It was laser beams. Jake, you're being a shill. Jake, you're a shill if you don't think it's laser beams. Jake, are you saying it's a wildfire? No, I'm not saying it's a wildfire. I'm saying that shit ain't laser beams, dude. Not buying direct energy weapon, dude. Nope. Nope. Not happening. You're not going to fucking trick me. You trick everyone else. A lot of you guys maybe fell for that. I ain't doing it. You know why I ain't falling for it? Because I found another way to melt the car. It's really easy. You're going to wish that you thought of it before me because it's so easy. So none of the stuff around is burned. So you have to pretend, if you now are a supporter of the do theory, that the bad guys shot these cars and left the whole rest of the neighborhood untouched. Didn't look like a rich, wealthy neighborhood. Didn't look like Oprah's house. Didn't look like that was, all the movie stars' neighborhood. Looked like a regular ass neighborhood there to me. And then some grass that had a line between being burned and not burned. You see what we're looking at? You got to like really do an investigation. Like, let's see, grass. So the laser beam stopped like right around here. You see what I'm saying? Fucking, they're like, let's get these cars so hot that it melts into liquid, but also nothing else touched in the area. Let's just fuck with everyone and melt up this car because we're bad guys and we have a laser. We're the bad guys. We have a laser and we're going to shoot random parked cars with it. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, that's what you have to go with if you're going to go with the do narrative. That the bad guys are just hitting random parked cars just to give us some extra evidence to prove that it's dues, man. So I'm about to spill the beans on this here. At least I think so. Here's what I think. Do I think someone shot a direct energy weapon at these cars? No, I do not. Not for a second. But I would consider that somebody possibly set these cars up and used a little bit of thermite. That's right. You guys remember that term? Thermite? Exhibit A.
The irreversible thermite reaction begins. Within seconds, the fiery concoction eats through the bonnet, spraying molten thermite into the engine beneath. The devastation continues inside until finally a torrent of white-hot liquid metal pours out of the bottom, signaling...
What is Jake showing? Oh no, this doesn't go with the do narrative. Jake, stop showing this. This doesn't fit the laser beam from Oprah narrative. This doesn't fit, Jake. Please, Jake, stop. We don't want to see the truth. Too late. It's too late, damn it.
The inevitable victory for thermite. A quick check confirms a clear path of destruction through the engine. Now that the engine is melted clean.
Okay, now, if I was to be deceptive, I can take a picture of what's on screen with my phone and then add the words 100% proof of direct energy weapon. And guess what? Everybody would take that bait who follows me. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a real truther. But if I wanted to deceive all of you, I could be like, look, that's direct energy laser beam. Nothing could possibly melt a hole through that hood. It's impossible to melt a hole through a car hood with a wildfire. Well, yeah, but what about some thermite? No. All right, I got a little more evidence because I know some people are dead set on space lasers, but I think I just done blew that theory out of the water as far as those two cars that we were looking at are concerned.
Engine block versus thermite.
No, that was one shot. That was it.
No. That is very, very, very hot.
So I found a few different videos where you can melt holes in cars, including the engine block, with thermite. So what do we have? We have video proof that you can do that with thermite, but there's no video of a direct energy weapon shooting a hole in a car's engine. But people show you a hole in a car after the fact and lead you to believe it's an energy weapon. See how that works? Here's a burnt car. So therefore, the only thing that could cause a burnt car is direct energy weapon. No, this is one example of another way you can burn holes in cars and in metal. And it doesn't have to just be thermite. What if the government has other things way better than thermite and they can spray it and apply it to an entire building? So imagine turning thermite into a spray and having it be so strong that you can spray a damn area with it and light it up, and the whole area just goes to ash. I mean, you just have to think like of different ways you can apply what we're seeing happen. And I don't buy the space laser theory when I see two random cars parked by themselves and the bad guys just wanted to get rid of those parked cars so bad. See what I'm saying? Before I go saying yes, for sure, this is smoking gun proof of a laser beam, I've already seen that you can burn up a car almost exactly like that with thermite. And I even went on and found some other videos that show it reacts with aluminum even more so. And so a puddle of aluminum with a thermite fire would make total sense, you see? So I'm not buying the do evidence personally, especially not these two random cars.
Cars don't love being on fire this much.
80 pounds of thermite.
It's gonna pop and go nuts. And it totally is.
It's going nuts.
Holy moly! Hot googly dig dog. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's all happening. All right, everybody, step away. Step away. All right. Well, that's a car.
Okay, see, so you can set a car ablaze, and then the roof actually will have a hole in it. So wherever that thermite was, it'll create like a pool of molten iron, and it'll drop through like a thin layer of metal like that, the top of the car. It'll melt right through. So then you'll have a hole, and people will be like, there's no way a regular fire could do that. Well, yeah, but a fire assisted by chemical additives, right? Such as, in this case, thermite. Well, then suddenly it does burn hot enough to melt all that shit, right? Okay, so here's the aftermath of the same car that we just looked at. So this is the car the next day, I guess, that we just saw get burnt up.
Car in the daylight, and we're just thinking, oh, it just smells really, really bad. Of course, we did go through the roof. And
100% proof direct energy laser beams shot a hole in the roof. Now, here's what I was trying to tell you guys. If I wanted to be deceitful, I could take this video clip, take out the sound, right? And then say that this is in Lahaina. And look, it didn't burn the grass or any of the vegetation. You guys, this is from Lahaina, Hawaii. 100% smoking gun proof of laser beams from Oprah. Look, blew a hole right in the roof. Melted everything inside. Look, the window and everything, and it just all melted. Look at this. Devastation. Nothing could cause this except for a blue dew made by Mountain Dew. The blue dew, Maui burst dew definitely did the deed. Look, you guys, this is all 100% damage from Maui. So all this total devastation. Look, nothing could possibly melt that except for a dew. Look at that. Look at that rim partially melted. It melted the gas cap. Oh my God, it has to be a dew. See, look, you guys, the devastation in Lahaina. And look, it left the trailer behind it untouched. Can you believe these bastards are shooting lasers and they left all the rest of the green grass and all the area untouched? You see how easy it is? If I was to take this video and say it's from Hawaii and nobody fact checks it, everyone's going to be like, dude, that's total proof of a dew. If I was to like put in a real good acting job and be like, this is 100% smoking gun, you guys, like, look, like everything around this car's untouched, total 100% proof of a dew. You guys would be sharing that shit. See, that's how you know I'm honest. I didn't lead you astray. If I was a true shill, I could have taken this, made it into a video talking about how this is proof of dews, and then had you guys sharing it and shit. You see, and then it would have been debunked. Like, hey, this was from the Modern Rogue. See, so you got to watch out. It's really easy to fall for conspiracy bait. Now look. So this car kind of looks like that one that was sitting there in the other video with all the rest of the neighborhood that was untouched, right? All right. So I got a lot of shit for not jumping on the dew bandwagon. So now I'm giving the shit back because I done found another option. It's called Thermite. You know when you find out how a magic trick is done, it's really disappointing. Like when I found out how a really cool card trick was done, and then I found out like it was all about having a set up fake deck that I have to like force someone to pick a certain card on purpose. It was no longer magical. So I had a guy who was a friend of mine blow my mind with a card trick. And I was like, dude, I'll pay you to learn that. And he showed me, and then when I figure out that I have to like doctor a deck and force someone to pick a certain card and do it a certain way, and it's this routine where you trick somebody, then it wasn't magical anymore. And then I felt stupid for not figuring it out myself. So basically, Space Laser is about as magical as, oh, I don't know, a nuke that blows up the world. Let's check this out. Are you guys afraid that the government's going to nuke you? Hey, you guys, better watch out. There's a psycho with a finger on their button that might nuke you. Are you afraid of nukes? No, no one's afraid of nukes, silly, because nukes don't exist. Okay. Well, what about a direct energy weapon? They're going to shoot you with a laser beam and fry you inside your car. Oh, well, you're scared of that because that's real, right? I'm suggesting perhaps maybe there isn't a dew. Maybe we fell for shit and there's no dew, and it's basically like a nuke for conspiracy theorists. Yeah, I'm almost thinking perhaps with the assistance of television, you can show cars that are melted and have holes in them and lead people to believe in dews. And I'll admit, during the Paradise Fires, I was thinking it has to be dews. And now I've gone back on my own way of thinking. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to be dues. There could be something else going on, and they're giving us the due as the conspiracy bait. You got to figure if a government's going to commit a conspiracy, they might just have some gatekeepers and some conspiracy bait to lead you astray.